All right, YouTube, what's going on? I'm recording from my laptop, so hopefully this is that's dirty. Hopefully this is not a crazy camera angle. But I just got back from my run, and previously, let me put on some Carmax. Previously, I uh, I made a video titled "Why Every Young Man Needs to Run." And I just want to come back and revisit that idea real quick. Because what I notice is I have the most clear vision when I run. It's really something that. What? Oh, sorry, I heard a sound. Anyway, it's really something that it's hard to describe unless you've truly experienced it. But if you're anything like me, you live in your head a lot. You know what I mean? And you kind of just like spend a lot of time visualizing. I remember in past videos I've said like I spend more time in my head than in the real world. And honestly, I feel like that's part of the reason why some of my dreams and visions and ambitions haven't come to fruition yet because I don't spend enough time constructing instead of imagining. But that's besides the point. My point is, if you're anything like me, you spend a lot of time in your head. And when you're running, and you got your music on, or maybe you don't got your music on, it's like your body is occupied with like one step in front of another, keeping the pace or whatever, you know what I mean? But your mind just has so much time to like meditate. And when I'm put in that state of exhaustion, I posted on my Instagram, exhaustion brings clarity. You know what I'm saying? When I'm put in that state of exhaustion, I don't know what it is, but it's just like my visions become so clear and I get such a firm grasp of not really who I am, but who I would like to be, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I imagine myself sparring, or I imagine myself going through a very hard situation, and I just imagine resilience, and I imagine it's almost as if like I embody pushing through. I embody resilience. I embody grit and mental fortitude, and it's practice in real time, and that's why it's so important. This is why I feel like not only running, but like any sort of physical activity. You know what I mean? Like going to the gym is cool, boxing is cool, and even running can also fall into this category. But for me personally, going to the gym or even boxing, sometimes it sometimes doing the activity is a little bit of a distraction, if that makes sense. Like when people go to the gym, they go to the gym to try and get gains. When I box, I'm boxing to get better at boxing. I'm not boxing just for the physical workout sense. I'm boxing so that I can like get better at fighting. You know what I'm saying? But when I run, some people, if running is your passion, this would apply to you. But when I run, I don't have any kind of like real goal. My only goal is, don't look at that. My only goal is my only I don't know, like I don't know, like just for as long as I've like done it, as long as I can remember, running has always been a certain like escape or like oasis for me. Like it's a way to relieve stress. Like if I'm upset about something, if I lose a chest or something, or if something in my business isn't going right, I'll just go out and run. Sometimes I don't know how long I'm gonna run, but I just go out and run like a hard pace, and I don't even stress to keep the pace. I'm just trying to like, it's like with every step I'm like pounding, trying to just export or like express this frustration that I have. Today I ran out for a run just to like keep my body moving and stuff because I'm not in the gym as much anymore. But still, it put me in a state of mind where it was like I just like who I imagine myself to be in those moments. So if you haven't tried running, or I don't know how about weightlifting. Weightlifting seems a little distracting, but maybe to you it may be, something that you can use to like imagine yourself like pulling like I guess like pulling hardships off yourself, or pushing against adversity, pushing against certain hurdles that you have in your life, pushing against, I don't know, whatever is standing against you or standing in between you and your goal, whatever. But my point is, especially for young men, but everybody can gain from this message. My point is, there is real uh there is real power and treasure to be discovered in physical activity. And I'm sure there's probably science supporting the idea that like doing some physical activity can help boost your hormones and make you happy and things like that. And that's all that is good, and I agree with that, and that's true. But what I'm saying, it touches on a subject that's a little bit different. If you're struggling with self-image, if you're struggling with how do I say, anything in your life. Like, let's say that you are an ambitious person and you want to be more, you imagine yourself to be more, you imagine yourself, you would like to be strong, you would like to be ambitious, you would like to be resilient, you would like to be consistent, you would like to be all these great things. Bro, try running. Not only does it give you a very physical, tangible thing for you to practice each and every single day, but while you do it, you get the mental exercise of imagining yourself like at the end of your energy. You imagine yourself on E. You imagine yourself when you have nothing left to give. And you get to ask yourself in real time, who are you? You know what I'm saying? Like it's almost like when I run, I feel like I meet myself. You know what I'm saying? I said on my Instagram maybe like 2 weeks ago, I said, every time you decide to go on a run, you are reestablishing that you are a powerful person, right? And you are showing yourself who you are. When you decide to do the hard thing, when you decide to go to the gym, when you decide to put down the game and start working on your business, when you decide to make the sacrifice for the greater good, you are adding to that part of yourself, and you're further reinforcing to yourself that you are who you say you are and you are who you want to be. On the same token, every time you BS, every time you bullshit, every time you skip the run, every time you skip the gym, every time you decide not to do the hard thing, you are further reinforcing to yourself, right? You are further reinforcing to yourself that you are not who you want to be, and you're not worthy of the things that you're asking for. You're not worthy of the dreams that you imagine. You know what I'm saying? My point is, every day, right? It doesn't matter if you ran 6 months in a row every day for 6 months. Every day rent is due. You know what I'm saying? And the lesson that I'm learning right now in this moment, the lesson that I'm learning is, every time you have an opportunity to do the hard thing is another opportunity to not only prove to yourself who you are, but you're getting another chance to meet yourself. When I run, I meet myself. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like when you're running up that hill and like, it's like, oh my God, like there's on my run, I start out real strong. I leave my house. I go, down my street, and then further down the neighborhood. Further down my neighborhood, there's a hill, right? So in the beginning of the run, I'm going down the hill. I'm making good time. The wind is blowing against my face. It feels good. I feel strong. But when I go all around, I run about 3 miles. When I go all around and I loop around and I'm coming back up that hill towards my neighborhood, I'm at the ending quarter of my run. That means all of my energy has been used. You know what I'm saying? And also I'm intermittent fasting. So I haven't eaten since like 6 p.m. Right now it's 12:47. It's 12:47 p.m. I haven't eaten since 6 p.m. last night. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing all this on an empty stomach. I'm not trying to brag, but I'm just painting a picture. So at the ending quarter of my run, I'm coming back up to that hill. Let me tell you, this hill, it is such a pain in the ass. Like my quads, my lungs, like everything. It just hurts. It's so much pain. But in that moment, it's like, okay, I'm at the hill, and I could run at a trotting pace. I could run like, I don't know, like my trotting pace is like maybe like a 9 or a 10 or 11, 10-minute mile or whatever. And I could just like kind of like lazily flop one foot in front of another, not really like striding and pushing, but like just kind of like managing my way up the hill. I could do that. But every single time, like clockwork, I ask myself, Tochi, who are you? Here, it's the hill. This is the hill that I ran up probably 100 times now. You know what I'm saying? It's the same hill. I know I can run that hill. I've done it many times before. You know what I'm saying? So where is the need to continuously prove that I can run this hill? Or there really is no need to continuously prove that I can run this hill, but that's not what it's about. It's about showing up for yourself and doing the hard thing. Not because It's difficult to do, not because, oh, this hill will make you a strong person, or this hill you get to show that everybody that you ran up this hill and it's super hard or whatever. It's because when you get faced with a challenge, you are building the muscle of saying fuck you to that challenge and continuing to go harder. Whenever I get to that hill and I'm starting to feel like the gravity work against me, I'm starting to feel that uphill incline work against my quads, I'm starting to feel everything just like hurt, you know what I'm saying? That's my cue to run harder. When I get to the halfway point, I usually take a little bit of a breather and then I stop and then I turn around, right? That little section between my break and the hill, that's probably like my slowest time. When I get to the hill, it's time to go, bro. It's time to go. That hill will show you who you are, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I challenge you, when you're facing that hill in your life, or when you're facing whatever kind of adversity in your life. This is why this physical action and this physical training is so important, because it gives you tangible ideas, evidence, and practice as to how to practice these principles. You know what I'm saying? When you get to that hill, bro, when you get to that hill, run harder. Run harder. You know what I'm saying? Run harder. You know what I'm saying? Alex Hormozy says this thing where he's like, okay, if you want to be successful, I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't really remember all the way, but he says something like, if you want to be successful, you have to ask yourself, what's necessary? Fuck doing your best. What's necessary? And then when you determine what's necessary, overdo the amount that would be reasonably required to complete this task or objective. You know what I'm saying? Overdo what is required of you. When you can overdo what is required of you, it will be unreasonable. It would be improbable that you will not receive success. If you can determine what you need to do to be successful in your business or in the gym or whatever, you know what I'm saying, wherever you want to be successful in, determine what you need to do and then do more than what is required, do more than what is necessary, so that each unit of measurement, each unit of work, each unit of input that you do, that is above and beyond, it's just more of an argument as to why you're going to be successful. And this is why that hill is such a good practice for that. I'm beating a dead horse, but this is basically part 2 of why every young man needs to run, every young man needs to train, and yeah, that's it. Tell me how you guys like this setup. I know, but oh my god, sorry, but tell me how you guys like this this MacBook setup. I know the lighting is crazy, but you know I don't come here to look pretty or whatever. But that's it. I love you guys. Like, share, sub. Anyway, bye. See ya.